All right, so let's talk nutrition. Let's
Yeah.
talk. Can you paint me a picture of really what it is to be a better eater, like from the holistic foods perspective? Because you're a guy, you look amazing, so I'm sure you're eating well. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, basically, we need to go back to nature, because just because you fill your belly doesn't mean you're nourishing your body. So we have a misconception, especially in the West here. I mean, the food supply here is atrocious. We have genetically modified food. We have hybridized food. Most of the food supply at this current rate cannot sustain your body or health for long term. So my thing is we need to start taking our power back. And so for me, holistic nutrition involves things that are very close to nature. So if you take, something out of the garden and you prepare it, it's much better than something that's in a can, it's in a box, because that's been processed. It's been further removed from nature. It's long been processed and put on shelf. So we need to start going back to simplistics of what is holistic nutrition. It's basically as pure as nutrition as possible, right from earth, right, taken from the whether it's from, whether you go to a farmer's market or grow yourself. So that's what I would recommend is we got to start empowering ourselves. We need to either start growing our own or connecting with local farmers who are still producing heirloom, because GMO and hybridized has been shown to be actually toxic to your body in the long run. And the organic thing is not what people are. No, I'm sorry. Organic is actually hybridized seedlings. It's not heirloom. Okay. And when you ingest way too much GMO or hybridized, your body doesn't recognize it as nutrition. So what I do with my clients is, let's go back to nature. Here's some ways to nourish your body that actually has nothing to do with food, because you cannot rely on the food supply to nourish your body. And so what I see personally with kids, way too many sugars, way too many processed foods, way too many hydrogenated oils, way too many boxed little, open the pack. And that is not nutrition for your body. That is actually going to be depleting. And what it does, it scatters your consciousness. So sugar is one of the worst. Sugar scatters your consciousness. It actually alters your hormones. It degenerates your body, and at the cellular level, and I'm taking this very deep, I'm one of very few people who will say this, it lowers the vibration of your cells and DNA. Your DNA and cells are supposed to be vibrating very quickly, okay? It's kind of like they're taking in information and then spitting it out. It's supposed to be happening about the speed of light. But when you take sugar, this is what it slows. It's like this. You can't connect. Your brain starts getting thrown off. Sugar disrupts your brain chemicals, okay? And so you'll see a lot of kids being labeled ADD and ADD. They don't have these behavioral issues. They're ingesting way too many sugars, way too many processed foods, way too many hydrogenated oils, and too many foreign foods that the body is just in overstimulation mode. It's like the brain chemistry, it's just firing too many neurons. It's overstimulated, and it's not true energy. It's actually taking energy away, because firing this fast takes energy away from the body, and then they come crashing down. So you'll see kids, they're like all over, and then they're depressed. And the food supply is one of the culprits, and sugar is the main one. And there's there's other things. There's MSG, but there's also NutraSweet and aspartame. These are neurotoxins to your brain. Everything you ingest produces a chemical in your brain. And sugar is the one that numbs you down, and it pulls your frequency down. It degenerates you. It induces parasites in your body, and it alters hormones. And hormones govern your metabolism, governs your libido, and governs your immunity. So we need to kind of pause. We need to start going back to nature. We need to start growing some of our own stuff. Go connect with people in your area, local farmers doing heirloom. And then we need to learn a more holistic process for inputting nutrition, because a lot of what they're teaching out there, oh boy, I'm sorry. I have one question for everyone. And here's a fact. We have more health information available than ever before on this planet, yet we have the most overweight and unhealthy people than ever before. Something ain't right, right?
Right.
We have all these health paradigms claiming that all this is healthy, but then we have epidemics. So what I'm saying is we need to pause and start questioning everything, because a lot of what's being taught out there is actually counterproductive. And I can prove it. I've had miracles with my coaching clients. I've had some people shifting within 10 minutes. because I'm intuitive. I listen to the person. Everyone's unique. Your health is individual unto you. You can't just, there is no one magic diet, no, not one magic supplement, not one magic fitness. You need to listen to your body and intuition, because we're all individual, unique. We're unique in genetics. We're unique also in mental, emotional, spiritual capabilities, and that will determine what kind of nutrition input, yeah? So for me, I'm a high vibe guy. I need tons of calories, man. I gotta support, right? I need a lot of fat and a lot of protein, and when I don't get that, you know what happens? I can't, my brain, it's just like, oh boy, I feel off. So I need high viable nutrients coming in consistently. And when I don't get that, I feel off. But some other people, they might not need as much calories or fat, because their body type's a little different and their demeanor's a little calmer. They just don't need that kind of nutrition input. So for me, keep it simple. Let's go back to nature. I wrote a recipe book just to make it fun, because most people who do healthy, it doesn't appeal to the taste buds, and they go back to eating the grunge, right? Mm-hmm. So I've created these fun meals that are healthy, delicious, creative, that knock your socks off so you stick with it. And so kind of like we were talking with the coffee, I don't tell people just stop cold turkey. Don't do that anymore, because people are not going to do it. So I say, if you're going to do it, I'm going to show you how you do it in a healthy way. So I put a healthy spin on every meal possible. Ice cream and chocolate pudding and macaroni and cheese. It's just that the way I prepare it, it knocks your socks off and your body blings out. I call it blinging out.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. So you hit a few things that I want to talk about. The one thing is, how does a parent introduce those changes into the food program? You know, because you're used to, let's go to the store and you're pulling off boxes off the shelf and you got your cans and you're frozen. Yeah. How do you say, okay, we're going to change our diet as a family? Do you introduce it one meal at a time? Do you introduce it like, you know, kind of all inclusive? I mean, how would you recommend a parent make those changes?
I would say go easy. But the way I work is, let me knock your socks off and then we'll see what you have to say. So if you knock your kid's socks off and it's appealing to taste buds, they're not going to question, is it healthy, is it not? They're going to eat it. And so I personally go into people's homes. This is what I do as a service. I go into people's homes because I know some people, until they see it, they're not going to believe it. And I just went to San Francisco area in October, and I had 2 families that I went and did my fun food demos for 2 days. I went into one person's home and I cooked for 2 days, all these meals. And I had a few kids there that were pretty picky, and then I had like 4 adults, okay? And everything that I made, everybody was looking at each other going, oh my God, I never thought that healthy could be this delicious. Wow. So the deal is, I make it so yummy, lights out, you're going to get your socks knocked off, and people are going to want to stick with it. So that's my thing, is go slow, but also learn how to prepare it in a fun, delicious way. So the taste buds are happy and they're satisfied, because most things that are being posed as are healthy is bland, boring, and get out of my face. Green smoothies and salads, I'm sorry, get out of my face. I don't do any of that stuff. I do sustenance foods. I do stuff that knocks you out to the point where you're like questioning, is this really healthy? So
that's awesome. Now, which brings us to a really good point. You know, there's a lot of misconceptions about eating healthy, like you said, just the food being bland. Are there any other things about holistic eating that you want to like address or dispel?
Can you be a little more specific? Because I mean, I can go for 3 days talking about it. Well, a little bit more.
Well, yeah, like you talked about how things taste bland or nice. Like, I mean, people say, "Well, I've got this brownie." Like, people come to me with this black bean brownie. I'm like, I'm not eating that. That's disgusting. You know, I'm not gonna want to try this or try that. And they put it in front of you, and it does taste pretty bland or boring. But you said it doesn't have to be. Are there other things that you can dispel about just eating healthy? Whether it's the cost of eating, whether it's where food comes from.
Yeah, so a lot of people think, you know, well, I love sugar. I don't want to have to give up sugar. I take people off of the processed sugars, but I replace it with the healthy natural sugar. So you're going to still have your sugar. You're still going to have the appeal to the taste buds. It's just the way I'm putting it together. It's much healthier, and you can feel the difference, literally. So eating processed sugar, after 30 minutes, you come crashing down. Your body's just like, oh my God, it's like in a coma. But the way I do it is you get the pop and energy and you stay there and you get happy because it's natural. Your body recognizes as nutrition and it's sustained energy. It's not this quick spike and then you come crashing down. That's very unhealthy. So for me, there's a lot of myths, healthy is bland. I've totally transformed that myth. I have completely knocked it out. So get out. I personally only do yummy stuff. I don't like bland, boring stuff. I've done some in the past that were like, and I see sometimes people doing these recipes online. It's like, that's going to taste like blah. No, thank you. Get out of here. So I have my Mystic smoothie. I have my coffee for the soul. I have my salmon zippity. I have all these dishes that I've created that no matter what style of eating, whether it's vegan, vegetarian, raw, or meat, I've created recipes that I've always had positive feedback on the recipes. And when people look at them, they're going, I didn't know that I could do this. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Dude, that's awesome. Love it. Yeah, I really try at that, but it always gets back to things don't taste right. But now I'm going to have to try some of your recipes out.
Yep.
Knock my socks off. Yeah, absolutely.